Hi friends, Will Davis Jr. here with your good news today. I hope you're enjoying our walk through 1 Peter. This is actually the beginning of our 5th week of this study, and we're still in chapter 1, but I think we're going to finish chapter 1 by Friday. That's my goal. So we'll launch into chapter 2 next week. Anyway, it's just such good stuff. There's no reason to rush through it. So at the end of last week, we ended up with Peter exhorting us to live with a sense of fear or awe or reverence and respect while here on earth. He calls it our time in exile. And then I want to pick up at verses 18 and 19 today. We're going to cover 2 verses today because they go so well together. But he says, live with a sense of fear and respect and awe while you're in exile. Now, verse 18, knowing that you were ransomed from the futile ways inherited from your forefathers, not with perishable things such as gold or silver, but with the precious blood of Christ, like that of a lamb without spot or blemish. So he says we've been ransomed. We've been bought back. And what we've been ransomed from is the futile ways, the vain, the word futile literally is the word vain, the vain or useless way of living we inherited from our spiritual genealogy. It's not an insult to our earthly dads necessarily in the sense of they weren't good to us. It's more a sense of we've inherited, as Psalm 51 says, we're conceived in sin, we're born in sin. Romans 5 says sin passes down through the line of Adam, the line of the Father, into our spiritual lives, and that's what he's talking about here. He says we've been ransomed from that. So don't live like what you've inherited. Live like what you've been ransomed to. Remember, you're different now, so don't align yourselves with everybody around you and how they live. Live distinctly and live differently because you've been ransomed, bought back, paid. Now notice this language, it's so good. Knowing that you are ransomed from the futile ways inherited from your forefathers, not with perishable things such as silver or gold. So the phrase silver or gold references small amounts of gold coins used, you ready, to purchase slaves. They weren't worth a lot. And so he says, it's not like you were on the slave block and somebody threw a few gold coins at a slave trader and purchased you. He said, that's not how this looks. And that goes on all the time in the world. And some of you may even yourselves been sold into slavery, been bought out of slavery or whatever. But he says, it's not like that. What you have been redeemed with is, instead of gold and silver coins, you've been redeemed with the precious blood of Jesus Christ, like that of a lamb without spot or blemish. He references the requirement of the Old Testament to have a lamb given that was not sick or weak or disabled, but firstborn and spotless. And says that's what God used to redeem you. He purchased you out of your futile way of lifestyle with the blood of Jesus Christ. And so the ethical implication of that is obviously is that we should live worthy of that investment because you're worth it to God. And there's my good news for you today, because you're worth the value of the blood of Jesus to buy you back from the futile ways you inherited. We're all set up to fail because of sin, but God has given his very, very best to redeem us out of that, and that's the blood of Jesus Christ. And so he says, live that way because you've been redeemed from something, redeemed out of something with something priceless. No human soul can be bought with gold or silver. Psalm 49 says, what can you give to ransom a life, to ransom a human life? You can't. It's invaluable. And that's the point. So God gave the invaluable resource to set us free, the blood of Jesus Christ. That's how much you matter to him. You're worth that to him. That's worth living for. And that's good news. I'll see you tomorrow.